Hi everyone, it's Sandra from the Funky Pickle Thrifter. Thank you so much for coming to my gold video today. So what I do is I buy jewelry, and then if I think something might be gold, I separate that out, and then after a few weeks, or in this case, actually a few months, I take it out to test it. So I thought it might be fun if you join me today to do that. We're going to be acid testing lots of stuff, and we're also going to be using my Presidium gem tester to see if we have real gemstones or not. So as a lot of you know, I go to a lot of yard sales, estate sales, and thrift stores, and I have kind of a good nose for real gold. I can kind of pick it out. I'm not perfect, but I'm kind of pretty good at it, I guess. Anyway, it is a talent that can be acquired through a lot of experience, and I hope today that will be helpful with you kind of trying to figure out what might be real gold and what isn't. Now, there's a very, very popular saying in the jewelry world that says, if it's not marked, it isn't real. And that can be true in a lot of cases. And it's a good rule of thumb if you're a beginner and you're paying a lot of money for a piece of jewelry. Of course, that's not always true, however. They can be called hallmarks, by the way, but they are also referred to as fineness, purity, and quality marks as well. Of course, other countries have different laws and different regulations. We're only going to be talking about the United States today. Now, hallmarks have been around since the Middle Ages in many European countries, but it became a requirement for jewelry to be hallmarked properly in this country in 1906 with the passage of the National Gold and Silver Markings Act. The act was passed in order to protect consumers from fraud. This act required companies to be very specific about their gold versus alloy content. Several things were exempted from that 1906 law, including pegs, backs, rivets, springs, and several other things that are just needed for the manufacturing of the pieces. So just to quickly get back to what I said in the beginning, if it's not marked, it's not real. Of course, that's not always true. And with jewelry, there are so many exceptions to so many rules. So let's talk about a couple of scenarios where that may not be the truth. Any jewelry that was manufactured in the United States before 1906 may not be properly hallmarked. Another reason real gold may not be properly hallmarked is because it just may have worn off over the years. I've seen that many, many times before, particularly with rings. And another reason is sometimes a jeweler will cut off that mark if you're getting anything altered. I had a friend of mine who got some rings made smaller. She lost a lot of weight. And I actually saw one of the rings where the jeweler cut off the part that said 14 karat gold. So those are just a few things to think about. Now, the flip side is, of course, you can have a piece that isn't real at all, but that is very, very clearly marked. In one of my recent haul videos, I showed a necklace that was marked 14 karat gold and it didn't have any gold at all. You really can't be sure until it's tested. So let's talk about what an alloy is. According to Merriam-Webster, an alloy is a substance composed of two or more metals united by being fused together and dissolving in each other when molten. So pure gold is 24 karat gold. It's not practical for jewelry to be made of 24 karat gold. It's too soft, it's too malleable. Alloys are used to strengthen gold and also to alter the color. Gold is yellow, and as a general rule, the higher the carat, the brighter the gold. Now, these are just some examples. Artisans and companies may do these differently. They may use different metals, and they're certainly going to be using different amounts. So yellow gold is gold plus silver plus copper. Silver is also very soft. You already know gold is also very soft, so there does need to be something else added to it to just add to its durability. Rose gold is generally gold plus copper. Now, green gold, that picture right there is showing it a little bit greener than it would ordinarily be. Green gold is usually a little bit more subtle. It is gold plus silver plus cadmium in a lot of instances. Some golds can also be mixed with nickel. I just want to point that out, that it is kind of used a little bit less these days because a lot of people have an allergy to nickel. Now, white gold is usually gold plus silver plus palladium, and a lot of times on top of that, it is coated with a rhodium plating, which gives it a beautiful, shiny silver finish. So I think we already mentioned that gold in this country is measured with carats. That's carat with a K. Pure gold is 24 carat. So let's take a look at 18 carat. So 18 carat is 18 parts gold and 6 part a different metal alloy. If you divide 18, which is 18 karat that we're talking about, by 24, which is pure gold, you'll get 750. Another way to look at that is 75% gold plus a 25% alloy. So that's why often on European gold, you will see that it is stamped 750. Now they measure their gold on a scale of 1,000. So it's actually 750 parts to 1,000 and 250 parts alloy. So it'd actually be 18 divided by 24 times 100. I think, if you want to be technical. So 14 karat gold, if you divide 14 by 24, you should get 585. So that's 58.5% gold plus a 41.5% alloy. And 10 karat, of course, would be 10 divided by 24, which equals 417, or 41.7% gold plus 58.3% alloy. Just note that 10 karat gold actually has more alloy than gold. Thanks again for coming, everybody. Let's test some of the pieces that I've recently bought at yard sales and thrift stores. Okay, so let's get going here. The first thing is I buy a lot of jewelry, as you might imagine. I get most of it at yard sales and thrift stores. So I happen to have this red, I guess this is a sandwich bag. So when I find something that I suspect is gold or silver, I put it in the red bag, and then after a little while goes by, I take it out to test it. So this was all in my red bag, and I have some paper towels here. I have a magnet. Now, I also have a magnet kind of like this that I keep on my keychain so I can check things in the field. Obviously, if something's 25 cents or 50 cents, I'm not concerned with putting the magnet on it. But sometimes somebody will say, oh, this is $50 because it's real gold or whatever. So I might test it there. So we have that. Of course, we have a good loop. I guess this isn't my good one. I actually bought a really nice one that's a Bausch & Lomb. This one's just like a $5 one that I got on Amazon. That'll do just fine. I have my different acids here. I have some Q-tips because we are going to test a couple of pieces of silver. I have my beloved Presidium gem tester. I had such a problem. I broke my other one. I was trying to calibrate it, and there's like a little thing over here, and you open this up and it has a couple little holes, and you're supposed to put this tool in there, and I apparently like gorillaed the tool in there, and this whole thing inside broke. Anyway, what a time I had. I had to order another one, and that one didn't work. And then I ordered another one, and that one didn't work. And in the meanwhile, you send them back, you know, because they're broken, and then they charge you a $40 restocking fee. I had a whole thing. Not Presidium. I got a couple of different neighbors. Anyway, it's a long story, but I finally have one that works. You see, I am wearing gloves. They say these acids aren't going to hurt you. That's probably so, but they do stain your fingers, and I can't stand that because it will not come off. It stains them yellow, and it's really disgusting. So one of the first things I just want to mention, I'm not a gold expert, I'm not a silver expert, but I have been selling it for more than 20 years. I've never had a problem before, so I can kind of work my way through it with the magnet and the loop and testing, but I'm really not an expert or anything like that, so I'm just going to throw that out there for whatever that's worth. So I took my gloves off because I just want to tell you a couple of really quick stories. My mom and I were going to some yard sales, and we passed this old barn, and it says antiques on it, and we walk in, and this place is like junk, really terrible, dust, dirt, broken things, just like Sanford and Son. Anyone remember Sanford and Son? Anyway, it's like Sanford and Son's house. It was like that. And so my mother was like, yeah, I'm going to wait in the car. You know, this is all junk. I'm out of here. So I asked the guy, do you have any jewelry? So he says, not really. You can have a look on my desk over here. So of course the desk has so much dust on it, you could write your name. And he had some little dishes full of little tiny stuff. He had old pennies and bobby pins and paper clips and a few little pieces of jewelry. So I recognized this right away, as I'm sure a lot of you do. This is a Jane Seymour open heart pendant, and it's very nice. I've sold these before. So I picked this up in 2 other little pieces, and he says, give me $1 for all 3 pieces. So I say, thank you very much. I go in the car and I said to my mother, see, you were trying to leave some stones unturned. I didn't want to leave any stones unturned. I just really quickly looked at the jewelry. This is sterling silver. I've sold this before. I know this is good for $25 or $30. Not a ton of money, but it's really pretty. I bring it home. It sits on my dining room table for a couple of weeks, and I pull up my loop one day, and I am a little bit surprised to see, yeah, so there it is, 14 karat. And I think these are real diamonds. Let's have a look with my tester to make sure. If you've never seen one of these before, basically I'm going to put this tip right here on one of the diamonds, and then we're going to see where this goes. If it's diamond, which I think it is, it's going to go right up into that area. I haven't tested anything here yet, by the way. So let's have a look and make sure these are diamonds. They might be CZs. Let's find out. They're chips, I'll tell you that. They're really, really little. Fingers crossed. Yeah, diamonds. Okay, so not bad for, I bought 3 things for $1, so this was 33 1/3 cents, and we'll test it for gold too. So let's just put this to the side because I have another little story for you. So I was in a little boutique in a very, very fancy store where she literally has Louis Vuitton handbags that are $7,000. It's that kind of a thing. And she doesn't know what she's doing, apparently, with jewelry, because she had some organza bags full of jewelry, and she said they were $5 a bag. So I pulled this out, and I could tell what she did. So she looked here, and she sees that this says gold fill. Let's see if we can get that. Yeah, see where it says 12 karat 1/20th, right? So we all know that means the weight of the metal on this is 1/20th of it is guaranteed to be 12 karat gold. Anyway, that's not a lot of gold. So what she did was she just made the assumption, foolishly, that this belonged on this. And of course it doesn't. This is real gold right here. It's 10 karat gold, and it is lovely. So that's just a rookie mistake, and it is very, very clearly marked. So let's see if we can get that mark for you. Maybe not. There it is. Okay. Sorry, it's not really focusing great, but it says 10 karat right there. So we'll test this one too. And we're also going to check out what that stone is. So this wasn't bad for $5 and a whole bag of jewelry, right? I mean, it's a little tiny bit crooked right here, but I would say that was a pretty good price. So the point is, these things get switched. These 2 things are separate things. That's all. This is real gold. This is not. People switch these out. They want a different length or a different link or whatever. So I know I do it with my own jewelry. So something to think about. All right, so let's see what this is. I'm hoping it's a ruby. Ruby will go up here. It's probably a garnet, and it might be nothing. Let's see. So this is glass, so that's fine. Who cares? It was way less than $5 because I got it in a whole bag full of stuff. Anyway, it's a lovely little piece. Glass, though. So sometimes companies do put fake stones on real things. And let's just take a look at a couple other stones, I guess, while we're at it. So this one I got a couple of weeks ago. This is a big, huge piece of gold. It's marked right there. 14 karat KGC. I found this at a yard sale. It was very, very lucky. It's dusty and dirty, as you can see. I have to clean it, but we're going to definitely test this one for gold too. I think this one is small. Let me just see something. Oh no, I guess that's like an average size, right? 6.5. Whoa, that is just so big, and it's great. What a great ring. Okay, let's take a look at what the stone is. Let's see where we go here. Garnet. Okay, so it's right smack dab in the middle of garnet. So those are 3 very nice sized garnets, and these are real pearls. I checked them on my teeth. We're going to check this one for gold, but boy, it certainly is gold. I don't think there's much doubt about that. Okay, so let's get to the gold testing portion for a moment. We'll come back to you, Presidium Gem Tester. You can really mess it up by moving it around too much. So you have to really be very gentle with these, which is why when you get them mailed to you, a lot of times they're broken. That's my understanding of it. The other thing to think about with the Presidium gem tester is all it's doing, I think, is measuring the temperature of things, because different stones have different temperatures. So they always say, you know, don't hold your fingers on it, like your hot fingers on it, that are going to mess with the temperature of the stone. So you try to just hang on to the metal when you put the pen part on there. So to save time and acid, we're going to just test a few of them at once. So let's take our ring first. I press kind of hard, but I don't really want to mess with this ring too much. All right, first up, let's try out our 10K. Put a tiny little drop here. And that should all hold strong. You can see there's the liquid there, and then through it, you can still see the gold. You can see that it's not eating through that. So next step, we're going to see about the 14. I'm just going to take these away. The ring and the heart, both are marked 14. This one's marked 10. So I'm going to expect the 14 karat to hang tough here, hang tough here. It's going to linger here for a second, and then that should disappear almost all the way. So let's have a look. So the ring is holding at 14, and the solution is also holding on the Jane Seymour, and it's fading out really big time on the 10 karat piece. You see how it's fading? You see how down here it's very bright and up here it's fading? All right, so that's how we know for sure. We've got our 14, and our 10. Sorry, the camera work is a little bit wonky today. All right, let's see what else we can talk about here. Sometimes I use the magnet first, right? Not magnetic, even a little. You see that? Nothing, nothing, nothing. Doesn't mean it's real. Doesn't mean it's real. But if it doesn't stick, it might be real. So I always use the magnet first, or I use my eyes first, because if something isn't real, this plating on top will usually be rubbed off a little bit, just enough to see the base metal underneath. Anyway, these are real, so that's a good thing. And this lovely thing is also real. Okay, so here's 3 pieces of silver. Not magnetic, not magnetic, not magnetic. These first 2 are marked. This one is not. So let's have a look. And then this is a very pretty earring. I have both of these. And there's the mark, Mexico 925. So let's take a look at this. And then let's have a look at this. I'm thinking this probably isn't. It just sort of doesn't really look that nice now that I'm thinking about it. But anyway, we'll just check it for fun, I guess. Anything could happen. Okay, so here's our silver test solution. Put a drop on each. I like to use the Q-tip method on these. So let's have a look at the bracelet. If this is real, this should be a nice blood red color. And it is, as you can see. All right. Now let's check out the earrings. Earring, but I do have both of them. See if this is red. Yep. Now let's take a look at this necklace. Nope. Okay. Well, that's good information to have. I was not really so super convinced about this one, but I did just put it to the side so I could check it just in case. Sterling, sterling, not. So my mom just found this one at a yard sale about 2 weekends ago. So she gave this to me to take home and check. Now, this certainly looks like gold to me. Look at this case. This is called a hunter case, and it's called that because there is protection over the dial so it can't get scratched. It is engraved with somebody's initials there. But boy, that looks good to me. You may notice it is not marked on the outside. If this is real gold, it's going to be marked inside the case. A lot of people don't know that, so we're going to open this up and take a look to see what we see. Now, this old fleur-de-lis, I believe this is an antique fob. I don't think this originally came of this piece. You may be able to notice there's really a very different look to the colors. I believe this one is 10 karat gold. This one looks like 14 karat gold to me, but we are going to examine it more closely. So the fob isn't marked either. You can see there was a little bit of soldering. There's some repair work done there on this catch. Yeah, all right. So let me get my gloves off so we can get into this watch a little bit further. Okay, so here's what a lot of people don't know. That's where you will find the mark. 2 watches sometimes, wrist watches and also pocket watches. I actually just sold a wristwatch over the summer that was 18 karat gold on the inside, and they didn't know it. I mean, I didn't know it either. I just had a hunch. Anyway, so that is good to know. This is a 14 karat gold case. We can test this. We're definitely going to also test this fob part, but let's take a look at the dial also just to see what name brand it is. This is a Waltham pocket watch. Isn't that just beautiful? Now I have to figure out if this works, and also this will open up further. I might need a watch tool to do that. Let me see if I can do it. So I was able to open this, and Waltham, Mass. It is a 15 jewel watch. We'll have to see if this works, of course. There's some further markings here. So we can date this, and I'll figure out just exactly what this is. This one I will definitely sell for my mom on my eBay page. What a lovely piece. Let's test it, and let's get this fob tested too. And after some time has passed, you see that is completely strong. So that beautiful pocket watch is confirmed 14 karat gold as it is marked. So let's have a look at our antique fob. This one looks 9 or 10 karat to me, but we're going to definitely test it with the 10 and the 14, and we will see what happens. This one is not marked. In order to avoid false positives, I am taking a loop every time to the area I scratch to make sure that I can't see a base metal underneath. Now, I cannot see a base metal underneath. My camera is kind of making it look like it's a different color, but it is not. That does look like it's solid. And of course, if this even tests positive for gold, in order to really guarantee that, we would probably have to dig a little bit deeper because it's an unmarked piece. I'm not sure how much it matters because this piece is also very light. Anyway, let's see if it's gold. Now we're going to let some time pass. So as you can see, the gold is holding its own with the 10 karat. It is fading out with the 14 karat. So we know it's definitely not 14. And it may just be, no, it is holding actually. So I think this is probably 10 karat. It may be 9 karat on this one. This is a really beautiful old antique though. Love that. So my mother just got this at a yard sale too. I think it might be the same place where she got the watch. So let's check with our magnet first. Nothing. I would expect this is probably gonna pick up a little bit. Nope, that doesn't either. Okay. Let's see if we can find a mark inside here. Sure looks real to my eyes. Let's see. So this one is marked 10K Italy. It's a little bit hard to see on my camera, but that is what it says. It's further marked over here. Let me take a look at what that says. Hold on. Okay, there's a star. It says 57 and then it says AR. So we could research who made this and possibly date it too. It's probably not old though. This is really pretty, so we'll definitely check that out. And I'm very, very interested to see this. I'm curious to see if I'm right or not. I may not be, but that does look very, very gold to me. But we're going to find out in a second. And here's another one I'm curious about. It doesn't look real, does it? But I don't know. Those stones look good. I'm just not sure about this one. I suppose that may be a no. I don't know, but we're going to test it. Let's do this one too. This one's really pretty, I think. Let's find the mark in here. So this one's marked 14K. I also want to test my antique ring with a gypsy setting. So this is marked upside down. It's marked SP Co, which stands for Samuel Platzer. And it says 14K somewhere there too. There it is, 14K SP. Sorry, these gloves are like really messing me up. It's like wearing boxing gloves trying to do this. I'm all kinds of uncoordinated. All right, so we'll test that and make sure that is correct. And what else can we do? We'll do this one too. This is not easy to see, but it says 10 karat AJ. And so this is a nice clear stone. That's probably an amethyst, and those are probably little tiny diamonds. This one is marked 10 karat. This is marked 14. This is marked 14. This is unmarked, but it looks real to me. This one is really absolutely positively not real, but we can do it just so that we can see how the acid behaves. Okay, let's scrape off a little bit of gold. We scrape it from the back, of course, where it won't be noticed. So this style of ring is called a halo ring. I kind of call them princess di rings, but this one's really beautiful, I think. Hopefully it's real gold. Here's our antique Samuel Platzer ring with the flush setting. Here's the unmarked ring with the terribly cloudy stone. And here's this one. This is also a halo ring, but we're thinking this one's fake, right? So let me put a little bit of 10 karat on each one, and we'll just see what happens. Now I'm just going to let some time pass. Okay, so these have cooked for a little while. So this is our 10 karat ring. So you can see the 10 karat there is not being eaten by the acid. That is hanging tough. You see, though, the 14 karat is lifting. See how it's much more faded through the liquid? Can you see that? So this one is confirmed 10 karat gold. That's what we expected. These next two are marked 14 karat gold. So of course at 10 karat, it held beautifully. You can see it's nice and bright and vibrant underneath that liquid. And the same with the 14. Now, if it seems to be lifting just a tiny bit, that's because the karat marks on gold actually can be up to 0.5 carats less than what is stated. So these just might be a little bit less, but you can tell these are totally hanging tough with the 14 karat solution too. So these are both confirmed 14 karat, which these are both marked. Now, this one, I just had a feeling that it was 10 karat gold, and you can see it is 10 karat gold. So you can still see the line very, very clearly through that liquid, yet the 14 karat is eating it away. Now, this one, I'm pretty sure is just plated, or I don't know what is going on with that thing. So I'm not really sure, but the 10 karat is sort of hanging in there. The 14 karat, it completely dissolved it. So I think this one might be some sort of a cheap plated ring, and the rest of these are real. So I hope that is explained correctly and you can see what happened. So all of these rings I got inexpensively. These two were part of a recent haul, and I think these might have been yard sale and thrift store finds, I think. But if I ever had a ring or any piece of jewelry that was really big with a giant diamond that seemed like it was really going to be very expensive or maybe very valuable, or it was very, very old, I would totally take that to a jeweler. So just so you know, these I can really be confident about, but there might be some jewelry that's completely out of my league, which I have unfortunately not seen yet, but it could happen. So anyway, don't hesitate to go to a jeweler if you think that you have something really super special. These I'm just going to put up on eBay, I think, and I'm probably not going to be charging that much money for them. Anyway, just an FYI. Now I'm going to take my 22 karat test solution and clean the stone. Both of these items are marked 10 karat, so let's prove it. So as you can see, there is no change at all in the metal. The acid is just not touching it at all. So both of those pieces, the ring and the bracelet, are confirmed 10 karat gold. So I was at an estate sale last summer. This man's mother had gone into a nursing home, he was telling us, and he had a lot of stuff. I actually made a lot of money from his sale. And he told us that he had an auction house / antique dealer come in and he bought all of the jewelry the day before the sale started. But he did have this sort of junky thing of earrings, and I looked at it and it was all covered with dust and everything. But I said to him, well, I'll take this little thing of junk here. So that says $750. Can you see that? So this is 18 karat gold. I'm hoping those are diamonds. We're going to find out for sure. But let's first of all confirm that these earrings are 18 karat. Let's let that cook for a bit. Okay, well, that's very interesting. So the 14 karat is right there, and that is holding very, very strong. That acid is not even touching that gold at 14. At the 18 karat, it is, however. So I think I may be keeping these earrings, but if I were selling them, I would say exactly what just happened. I would say the solution held strong at 14, but not at 18, even though they are marked 750. So I would just disclose that, but I think I'm going to hang on to these for a while. We'll check the stones in these also. So let's talk a little bit about this one. This was in one of those little baskets full of junk at a yard sale. The guy is admittedly an eBay seller. He has lots of sports cards, lots of records. He has one of those yard sales that he has like 2 times a month or 3 times a month. He's there all the time looking through an old basket of jewelry. I said, what are you getting for the jewelry? He said 25 cents each. And I thought this one looked pretty good to my eye. And when I got it home, I see right there, it says 14K 585. Now I think there is a problem here, possibly. I see this rope thing right here. I think this is probably supposed to be billowing out like that on this top part too. So I think this might have bent. I'm not exactly sure though. Maybe it's supposed to be like that. I don't know. I also don't know what these stones are. But first up, let's just make sure that this is gold. I don't see any lifting taking place. That is holding nice and strong. So this pin is confirmed 14 karat gold. Okay, so I'm a little bit surprised that those are not rubies and sapphires, but I guess they're not. So those are spinels. The white ones, however, are diamonds. Wow, what a beautiful brooch that is. Look at that. So this is the ring that's marked 10K. It further says AJ, and then there is a copyright symbol there. So we've already established that this one is real gold. All right, let's try the big stone first. Okay, so I guess that one is an iolite, right? So let's try the white next. So it's almost going into diamond. I will tell you these are diamonds. And the reason that my tester is having a little bit of a problem is because these are so tiny. They're tiny, tiny, tiny chips. And it's hard to put this point of this testing needle on that without hitting the metal. So, but those are little tiny diamond chips. And I guess that stone is iolite, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think since it kind of fell into the middle of this, it's not a garnet, it's not a tourmaline, right? So I think that's an iolite. It didn't quite go up into this amethyst. So that's what I believe. All right, good to know. So here's our beautiful Samuel Platzer 14 karat gold ring, and this is an antique, and I know I tested this before in my haul video. I believe these are spinels. So let's just see that happen here. Yeah, these are all spinels. I just love this flush setting like that. Isn't that cool? I love that. What a beautiful, beautiful antique ring that is. Wow. And let's take a look at this. Hopefully that's a diamond. That may very well be a quartz. This is definitely an antique item. So that's what I'm thinking. You know, stones are not really my strong suit. I'm not so good at those. I really am not very knowledgeable. But anyway, that's what I think this is. So what a beautiful pair of earrings, though. Gosh, these are so just incredible. I'm sorry those aren't diamonds, but okay. Not bad for, you know, getting it for next to no money and a big lot of jewelry. I'm happy with that. So let's take a look at this scratchy one right here. Yeah, it's glass. Sorry, my camera's not sure what to focus on, but yep, that's glass. Okay. So I was at a yard sale about a month ago, and I picked out these earrings out of a little jewelry box, and the guy said, those are all real. My wife lost the mates for them. I would need to get $10 for the 4 of those earrings. So I said, sounds good to me. So these are for my scrap pile. I'm not exactly sure yet what I'm going to do. I might bring them to somebody and just sell them outright. I might put the scrap on eBay. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, so I've got these for, some say 14. I think they all say 14. So here's some more for the scrap pile. That one is marked 14 karat right there. Now this one I got a few weeks ago. Believe it or not, I bought a box of, I don't know, Christmas decorations or something, and this was in there. So I hope someone's not looking for this. I have no idea what house I bought it at, or else I would return it. So I'll just keep my scrap right here. Okay, that's another one for the scrap pile. I'm also scrapping these because it's actually not that bad, but there is a dent right there. See it? And that really is a shame, but it's right there. And yeah, I'm just not probably going to bother selling these because of that. And let me see if these are 10 or 14. So they're marked right there. They say 10 karat Israel on them. So I'm going to scrap these. When I scrap, I do separate them out by the different carats. These are really nice gold earrings, but there's a dent right there. I'm not going to sell it like that. I will just scrap these too. Probably not going to be legible, but it does say 14 karat right there. So, all right, scrap pile with these. This little earring is 14 karat. It's written on that post. It is often on a post with earrings, so it's very hard to see. And then this little earring is marked 14 karat. So that's my scrap pile right there. So this ring looked like rose gold to me, but it is marked 925. It is in there. It's very, very faded away. But anyway, so that one is not gold. My mother actually just gave these to me. She just found these at a yard sale. She must have gotten this at the same place she got that pocket watch, and the same place also where she got that bracelet, the 10 karat gold bracelet. So that's marked 14 karat. I'll check these out before I sell them, but these are really nice button earrings, very, very light. I got these last summer. I believe these are tricolor gold. They're not marked, so let's test those to be sure. All right, so I'm going to do these without my gloves on, but I'm going to be really careful. First of all, let's take a look at the earring. Okay, and then this. Doesn't that look real? It really does to me. Didn't see it marked, though. I even looked on the bail. Sometimes it's on the bail. I didn't see anything there. So let's scratch some of this. So I'm just going to have a quick look with my loupe to see if I can see base metal underneath where I just scratched. So this one is not real. I don't even need to test it. I do see a base metal. I know you're not going to be able to see it, but there is. So, okay, that one is not real. All right, so this looks like this is gold underneath. So let's test this. Let's just try 14 because that's what I have a feeling. I should really try not to touch the gold with this though, because then I scrape some of it away. So the 14 karat test solution is not reacting with that metal, so that's awesome. So these are 14 karat gold. These are marked 14, 14, 14. So our 14K mark is right there, and the maker is ZZ. Now, this is 14 karat gold. I have two of these bracelets. I have another one that's broken, but this is the one I have that's intact. So let's make sure those are real diamonds. We'll check that. Some very light earrings. And okay, this might be a lone earring. If so, I'm going to scrap that. Let's talk about these earrings for a minute. So these are real pearls. They do pass the gritty teeth test. And these are 14 karat gold, but something that's very, very interesting. Only one of these earrings is marked. So that is just something to think about. So sometimes when we find these lone earrings and it's not marked, you know, that's just yet another reason that we want to use our gold tester when we're unsure. So these are also gold. Let's check out the gem on these. So these are marked 14 karat gold. We'll check out those stones. These are both marked 14. We'll check to see if those are diamonds though. Yeah, there's just a couple more diamond ones. Well, I'm sure those aren't diamonds. Those are probably too big. They look cloudy and stuff, right? But those are real gold, so we'll check that. So I'm not going to scrap this one quite yet because I think I have the other one. I don't know where it would be, but I think I have two of these. But I think that's an interesting mark, 14K. And JCM, that's a company, I've definitely sold JCM before. You know, a lot of this stuff is Macy's or Kmart or Walmart. You know, some is and some isn't. Just because it's real gold doesn't mean it's worth a fortune. So anyway, robbers, take note if you're watching. I don't have a lot of gold. I do sell it right away. I'm going to sell all this stuff. And this one, I think I also have the mate too. So I'm just going to hang on to these before I scrap. I have this and this, but I think I might have the mate. And I think I have the mate to this one too. So I'm going to hold on for a hot second on these. So I guess this must be a topaz, right? I don't know if this can be anything else. What other stones are yellow? Who knows? I don't. Topaz is all I could think of for this, but let's see. Yeah, so that goes right into topaz. Okay, good. That makes sense. Pretty ring, right? So let's test these. These are gigantic stones and they do look cloudy, so I doubt it. Yeah, that's what I figured. All right, so these are glass. That makes sense because they're so big, but they did put them on. There it is, 14 karat. So kind of interesting. Let's have a quick look at a couple of earrings here. I'll do this one first. Glass. Let's do this one too. So let's check out these pretty earrings. Aren't these nice? There's the mark, 585. So that's our 14 karat gold in this country. These are glass. That's interesting. Okay. This is a great yard sale find right here. Wow, very nice. All diamond, 14 karat gold. Beautiful little bracelet, isn't it? So here's our 10 karat white gold ring with very light purple stones. So that is going up into iolite. All right, good to know. Pretty ring. So let's take a look at the stone in these gold earrings. What a very beautiful and vibrant blue color that is. So these gold earrings are going right here into this aquamarine line right here. So sometimes when this needle goes on several of these lines, I'm not exactly sure. So yeah, I don't know about this one. I'll just have to take a look into these a little bit further. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I truly hope you learned something and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please pass it along if you did. Like this video if you did like the video. Leave me a comment below and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more videos like this. Cheers, everybody. Thank you again so much for coming.